Leah Thomas won one of the races in the NCAA championships by 50 seconds against a bunch of biological females who simply couldn't keep up. That cannot be right. It cannot be fair.
That is something that I think our sporting bodies should be dealing with. And by the way, Riley is speaking up for herself, and that is her prerogative, and I respect her free speech.
I think she's speaking up for pretty much every female athlete in the world.
I mean, wasn't that the point of Title IX? Title IX in the early 70s was something that was it was a major event in feminism, that we finally have this law that says at colleges, right, and I think high schools too, but definitely colleges, women's sports have to be given equal to men's sports so that women aren't and this led to the WNBA and lots of other stuff. This seems to be the opposite of that. It seems to be so many instances, I think, where wokeness is the opposite of what I grew up as liberalism. Liberalism was, let's give the women an equal shot.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So I won't show you the next video. I think you probably have already seen it, where the woman Riley Gaines was speaking out about how she doesn't want biological males in her sports. Nobody knows. And she got attacked by these crazy lefties that Meghan is queen of. But anyways, I found this interesting. I came across this article here, that video, that Piers Morgan demolishes Democrat Katie Porter for attacking All-American swimmer Riley Gaines. So I've mentioned I'm sure as many others have, that Meghan Markle pretends to be all about women's empowerment, right? She harps on this constantly. I'm for girl power. I'm for women power, right? And even as back in December, I had forgotten about this somehow slightly with the whole when the Fulani Ngozi thing came out at the same time when William and Catherine went to Boston. Meghan was headlining an Indiana event for women's empowerment. That was her latest one. Not the latest one. After that, her idea of women's empowerment was donating some used clothes, Archie's old hand-me-downs, to some homeless pregnant women in a homeless shelter. No doubt to try to get stories about their pregnancy to pretend like she was. But anyways, that's her idea of empowerment for women. Here, have some of Archie's old clothes. Meghan's the benevolent dictator. She's so generous. But she harps on the women's empowerment. And yet, as I have noted for a long time, and I'm sure others have, Meghan has never supported women in women's sports that's being infiltrated by biological men, women's bathrooms, all women's safe spaces that are invaded by men, even so much as to go so far as on Women's Day, and this shows the globalist corporate, BlackRock, Vanguard, Larry Fink, Bloomberg influence with the Chinese Communist Party, that they're pushing against women. They're anti-women, really, and pushing the trans agenda. And on Women's Day, they'll put a tranny out. And of course, the whole Bud Light thing is blowing up for a long time now. They put a tranny on there. So, but Meghan never speaks out about this. She never speaks out about, hey, we shouldn't have biological men in women's sports. It's not fair. That means that women lose out on scholarships, they lose out on trophies, they would lose out on money, and they're just losing out because men are coming in and dominating women's sports. So there are no more women's sports. Women are, and they have some really horrible examples in boxing, where this tranny is pretending to be a woman, boxing and beating the hell out of real women and fracturing their skulls. I mean, you can find it out there. I've seen pictures of it with these women, the real women, who are with blood all over their skull because this tranny who's pretending to be a women competitor in boxing is just bashing the hell out of them. So it's really sick and sadistic and deadly, and it's unbelievable. And Meghan has never said anything about this, never speaks out about this, never supports real women, which shows her real agenda, her real globalist agenda. She's not for women's empowerment. She's for the globalists. But what I find interesting is that we all know, been following Meghan, that Meghan got Piers Morgan fired from his job at ITV after he rightly called her a liar for all the lies she told on the Oprah interview. And it's actually Piers Morgan who is standing up for real women against this woman Democrat. All-American swimmer Riley Gaines has been a powerful and passionate voice for women's rights in the wake of the biological men infiltrating women's sports. The Gateway pundit reported on Gaines' recent speech on protecting women's sports at San Francisco State University. I mean, the fact that we even have to go through all this oppression, this attack on women, all backed by the globalists. This is the globalists pushing this on us, right? And so now girls are forced to come out and have to fight back against the globalists here, and like Meghan and her gang, and Meghan and Harry and their gang. So she was ambushed, Riley Gaines, and physically assaulted by trans activists. The attack and vicious crowd proved so terrifying for Gaines that she was barricaded in a third-floor room for almost 3 hours. So I mean, the attacks are real, the threats are real, the trannies are vicious, violent here, but they turn around and claim, oh, we're being killed, which is a total lie. They're the ones attacking women. Friday, Piers Morgan and Representative Katie Porter, Democrat from California, it's probably buddies with Meghan, no doubt, appeared on Real Time with Bill Maher, where the topic of biological men in women's sports was raised, and things got heated. They shouldn't be. It should be understood by all that biological men do not belong in women's sports. So Porter implied that Gaines attacked by unhinged mob used the attack to get likes and clicks. So here's a typical Democrat socialist saying, oh yeah, she's just speaking out for likes and clicks. Can you believe that? This is a person working in our government. Yeah, this is what we've got in the government right now. People like this. People are stealing elections and getting government, these socialist, communist pieces of crap. So you should be able to have a civil debate. Nobody, including Riley Gaines, who I disagree with strongly, should, said Porter. Yeah, she's using the word salad here. And then Piers asked, what do you disagree with out of interest? And the representative from California said, I think that it should be up to the sporting bodies to make the final decision about. She continued before Morgan again asks, what is it that she said that's actually wrong? So Piers is being an advocate for women here. Piers Morgan is a hero for women's empowerment. Well, Meghan Markle has done absolutely nothing. You never hear Meghan Markle. She doesn't have the balls. She doesn't have the intelligence. She is just going to donate her dirty laundry to some poor, homeless, pregnant, illegal immigrants hanging out in a nearby shelter. That's what Meghan does. And don't you like that? She's like supporting the illegal immigration, which is also part of the New World Order globalists to destroy the country. Anyways, so the globalist Nazi fascist says, I think that she's tried to turn this, how we've talked about people using things to get likes and get clicks. And Piers Morgan responded, that's not what she's doing. And then the California fascist said, she's not. And so already we've got this reality problem where you've got this lefty who does not want to see reality for what it is. They see a woman standing up for herself in her sports and not wanting men invading it. And this is the exact same attitude they took with the snake bites, right? Well, if you didn't take the snake bites, if you were hesitant, well then, you must just be listening to too much misinformation. You're just afraid of a needle, right? Remember Trudeau standing there saying, well, these people have to get over their fear of needles, right? They completely ignore all the facts of all the myocarditis and pericarditis, which only now, years later, they're admitting to when they knew it all along, because this was in the Pfizer documents before they even released the snake bite. So it's kind of lying, disingenuous lying and evil, which is what Meghan's very good at, and also these politicians, which is why Meghan fits right in with them. So here's this disingenuous fascist Representative Porter from California saying she's not just doing this for clicks. You mean she really wants to stand up for women? Yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Unbelievable. So this is how crazy they make everybody crazy. And Piers Morgan's the sane one here, and he's the one standing up for a real woman. And Piers Morgan said, all I've seen her do is stand up for women's rights and fairness and equality. Yeah. So it says during the 2021 NCAA women's swimming season, Leah Thomas sparked a growing debate over the fairness of transgender women competing against biological females. Leah Thomas, who's a he, became the first transgender to win an Ivy League championship and later an NCAA championship in the 500 free. Piers Morgan cites this as an example and said, quote, Gaines competed against Leah Thompson and it was obviously unfair. Leah Thompson won one of the races, and that biological females could not keep up. That cannot be right. It cannot be fair. And then the female fascist representative from California, Porter, replied, she vehemently disagreed with the notion, saying that it should be up to the sporting bodies to make this decision. So this is one of the things they do. Instead of answering the question and doing the right thing, they say, well, it should be up to them. And this is what Biden did with the snake bites. He said, I'm mandating this snake bite, but I leave it up to the companies to make their decisions. And of course, if the companies didn't give in and make mandatory snake bites, they were charged like $14,000 per person that they got like seriously heavy, outrageous fines that would put them out of business if they didn't give in to Biden's mandates. So that's the kind of thing they do. They shove off the responsibility for it. And that's why they wanted to get the World Health Organization involved for the next, because Biden just, as you may have heard, just signed off on the stopping it's no longer an emergency. Only just a few days ago, or a week or so ago, the emergency ended, in case you hadn't noticed, because we all know there was never an emergency. It never going on. It wasn't, and certainly not for the past 2 years, the only emergency of the snake bites. But now he ends the emergency, so there's no more emergency use only, but they already got the snake bites approved by FDA, so it doesn't matter anymore. They still use it. And he ordered billions of dollars more of these snake bites that are all the snake bites are made in China, right? They try to hide that fact too. But anyway, so Billy, after saying, "Oh, the emergency's over, no more pandemic," but I'm going to order 2 billion more snake bites just to be, on the safe side, And we all know it's for the next fake one, and the next fake pandemic is going to be the WHO is going to be in charge, and when that happens, it's going to be forced. Everyone's going to be forced vaccinated at that point, is what I'm hearing. I mean, they already started it with their mandates, but they're going to be even worse with the WHO. Because the WHO, of course, is controlled by China. So that's going to happen. It's coming. Biden's already ordered the snake bites for it. So it's coming. I mean, why else would he be ordering billions more right after signing off and ending an emergency? I digress. I apologize. All this, it all ties together. So anyways, I just found this very, very interesting, how Piers Morgan, who Meghan got fired from his job, in an astonishing, controversial, very nasty way that she did that, calling his boss and saying, he better apologize to me or he's going to go. Yeah. And now now he's back, and here's Piers standing up for women and women's sports, and women like this Katie Porter piece of crap and meghanmarkle pretend to be pro-women and for women empowerment. And Meghan goes so far as to headline conferences and charge money to listen to her blither blather word salad, and she has never done a damn thing for women and still doesn't. Piers Morgan does. So, I mean, right? What the hell? Are they trying to drive us crazy or something here? Is this like what this is this kind of insanity going on? Well, of course, Megan's always insane, so I think her and Harry. But anyways, let's take a look at this. How Megan feels about being completely shown for being a fraud, a fake, and a phony by Piers Morgan. We already know Meghan and Harry are both just part of their New World Order. They're drugged out of their minds. I'm using the Zillick Tarot today. Very pretty deck. I'm not doing. I'm just gonna throw some cards. There's nothing. I don't think there's a full reading for this. So let's take a look. Well? Look what just flipped over. Can I tell you? I was just about to say, why is she really Queen of Wands? Why is she really doing this female empowerment BS? Like, why does she bother? She doesn't stick up for women. She doesn't stand up when it comes to women's sports or women's bathrooms. That affects her as much as everybody else. I mean, if she is a her, I mean, some people question whether is Meghan really a woman? Ace of Wands. Yeah, I think she was born with a wand, so she might not be. She might, biologically speaking. And someone on Twitter keeps posting pictures of Meghan when she's standing with her legs spread apart. You know how she always stands like a man? I mean, that's how men stand, because their thighs go straight up and down because their hips are smaller. And women whose hips are larger, their thighs go in. And so when you see women standing, their legs are together, their calves are together. But Meghan, no, her calves are always apart like this. So I think it's quite possible Meghan was born a male, and that's she's another tranny, and that's why she's supporting the trannies. And that would explain why the need for surrogates, because she doesn't have female organs, So I wouldn't doubt it. Looks like it quite possibly could be. Just saying. A lot of things they can do with images and old pictures to make it look like it. I don't know. I think it's quite possible, because the way Meghan ignores this topic, which affects all women and any real women, are feel strongly about it. There's no doubt about it. I mean, having their daughters compete against boys in sports is completely unfair, and any normal, rational person can see that. But for some reason, Harry and Meghan can't. They don't. Meghan missed female empowerment. Meghan, she doesn't say anything wrong with it. She never says a word. Never says a word. She's like, I'm for female empowerment. Here, have some of Archie's old dirty clothes. That's how I help. See, Megan's just practicing to be a dictator. That's all she's about. Four of Wands. Four of Wands. Meghan is just all about being celebrated. Her and Harry. I see like her and Harry down here in front of a crowd. Like, they're just, everything they do is just for media, just to try to pump themselves up, like as if they're doing something worthwhile in the media, when in reality they do nothing. She just thinks, like Lady C says, Meghan thinks everybody's a sucker and stupid, just gonna believe any drivel that she drools out. And if you don't follow her closely and see all this nonsense and her timing, like I said, that women's empowerment conference in the same day that William and Catherine are visiting, I mean, it just shows her usual trying to take attention away, trying to take the media away and all that, just to be nasty. So all she knows how to do is to be nasty to others with using the media against them. Like she did her own charity, for women, what is that? That Works video. I can't remember the full name. SmartWorks or something. She used the media to punish them for not accepting her bag that she donated. Yeah, she's just really nasty piece of work. She's so nasty. Anyways, I digress. So Piers Morgan is sticking up for real women, though. Don't you love that? Piers Morgan. Which I find surprising, because, his decision making, he was for the snake bites. Now but now he seems to be making up for his earlier poor decisions, in my opinion. So how does now Piers Morgan speaking out for women? Did he do that to take a jab at Meghan Markle? Because he knows Meghan Markle's 3 of Wands reversed. Well, I think that he is fighting back. I think he's fighting for the women. I think he does feel strongly. I don't know if he has any daughters or anything. He obviously has a wife. I know he has children, so. But I think just in general, 6 of Cups. He's looking out for the children, for young people, young women, and supporting them. And he sees how these men are just coming in and doing whatever they please. Pleasure here, reversed. Men are coming in and taking the achievements and, just the pleasure of winning and that achievement and enjoy that athlete will feel. And of course, scholarships and awards as well. And just ripping that away, just ripping that away. So he does feel about that. And he does feel it's unfair that, it's not getting. I mean, these girls are getting some attention, but in a negative way. They're being attacked by lefties. I mean, they really harassed that girl. She had to hide for 3 hours on the third floor. But she's a star now, so good for her. She's getting the attention. She's getting the attention she deserves, and I think they heard she was going to sue them, which she should. But you see how brainwashed these automatons of lefties are. That they just all like lash out like wild animals. When you don't disagree with them, they get violent. They always get violent, like Antifa, BLM, always getting violent. And you can see that video, the next video that showed how nasty they got. I'm sure you've seen it, so I won't play it again. But they're just like Sussex Squad. They get really nasty and threatening her and yelling at her and screaming and, screaming like banshees, being totally hysterical. And then these were women. These were women, lefty women who don't give a damn about women's sports. They don't care about anyone but themselves and their agenda that they're paid to do by George Soros. But anyways, I digress. So yeah, so Piers Morgan also himself, of course, Piers Morgan is kind of a narc like Meghan, so he's doing this for his own star power as well. I should mention that. But I do think that he does have sympathies here, the right places. High Priestess. And I did see a secret message here. This is also a very feminine card as well, because he knows the agenda, the secret agenda here. I mean, everybody knows the agenda at this point. What the globalists are doing, attacking women like this, trying to destroy young people and their ability to reproduce. The change here, going back to this is actually change, and you kind of see this as like these trannies coming in, they want to change, but they don't really change, like that Dylan Mulvaney one. He goes around saying, I'm a girl, but he hasn't done anything to be a girl. He has not taken hormones or had any surgeries. He claims he got feminization surgery on his face, but I think he just got a nose job. Anyways, but the whole thing is just, to mess with people's minds. It's to dehumanize us and demoralize us, because this is communism or a technocracy coming in, this dictatorship, and this is how they get everybody crazy and divisive. They move in with their digital currency, which is starting in July with the Fed coin that everybody should reject, say no, just say no, because they've bought the snake bites already, and they got the currency coming in, so it's coming. Brace yourselves. They're not done. They've got Pandemic 2.0. Bill Gates has promised us, as is Fauci and everybody else coming out with it. So, and Meghan and Harry are going to be right there with them, cheering them on with their global lives, saying, hello, global citizen, we have a new snake bite for you. We got to be fair about it, though, We got to give it to everybody. Anyways, back to Piers. So how's Meghan feeling that Piers Morgan is being a feminist while she's just a poser? So Piers Morgan is exposing Meghan as the fake fraud liar that she is, her and Harry. How's Meghan feeling about that? Seeing that? I mean, Piers, that was a really good skit. All right, so 7 of Wands reversed. So she feels but he was doing this to make a dig at her, which he may have been. And she can't defend herself. Valor. He was very brave. Piers Morgan is very brave to come out and speak out like that. And he has been, in many cases, very brave to speak out against the left woke mob. And, Meghan does not have that kind of courage anyways. And then we got 10 of Discs reversed. She's thinking, yeah, Piers is never going to get a good paying job from the globalists. Because, when you turn your back on the woke mob, you lose funding, right? You lose, because the 10 of Pentacles are the globalists. It's the Bloomberg, Larry Fink, BlackRock, Vanguard with their ESG pushing all this. So they're the ones behind this, the Rothschilds. Some say the royal family. I don't know exactly. I mean, I know Charles is buddies with Klaus Schwab there. But yeah, so all of them, they don't like it. They don't like seeing this. And Meghan's thinking, oh, you know, royal families and the rest of them are going to be unhappy. The globalists are going to be unhappy. They get Prudence. She's trying to be more careful with the work she does to keep the money coming because she wants that 10 of Pentacles. So she knows that she's being made a fool out of here with her work, with his work. But I guess she's hoping people just won't see it. You know how she does it. When she's exposed as a liar or a fraud, she just goes silent, won't say anything. You know, typical narc, manipulative self. And she knows that. But she really hates Piers. She sees Piers as the devil here, like saying, "Ha, take that, you lying fake fraud." Uh, but she's thinking, "Oh, forget it now. Now that you said that, I'll make sure you never get another job again. You never get any funding." Because you lose advertising, right? You lose advertising on YouTube if you're not on the right side. I'll tell you what. But anyway, it's the way it goes all over now. You've got to go with the globalist agenda, or they close your bank accounts, they demonetize, they do everything they can to make you financially suffer a ton of coins. And Megan's thinking, oh, Piers is gonna get it with the He's never gonna. She's gonna try to get him, either fired or not get or lose advertisers or something. She may go that route, attacking him. Is Megan gonna attack Piers Morgan again, like she did when she got him fired at ISG? It was what was the name of that? ITV. Ooh, Tower reversed. Oh yeah, she totally wants to do it again. She would love to get him fired again. She loved watching him have to, walk off the stage there. She would love to get him totally fired and off the air. She would love to get him banned everywhere. She hates Piers. Oh, she hates him. He makes her very, very unhappy, you know? Because he's intelligent, he knows what he's saying, and Piers Morgan defends women. Unlike Meghan, never says anything to defend women and young women, and yet she wants to be in charge of the Commonwealth and tell young women what to do. And she's got her crazy squad of psychopaths, crazy gang of lunatics, female lunatics, a lot of them just totally evil and possessed, but whatever. She really hates Piers Morgan. She hates that he's getting all this attention and not her because he's doing the right thing, unlike her. And she doesn't want him to win, but he won in this example for sure. He's the hero in this particular clip. And Megan is feeling like very very unhappy about that. She wants to be seen as that hero that he's getting. She wants that attention, but she can't because she's not. She's a loser. She's a loser who never stands up for anything worthwhile, except the only thing Megan's concerned with is her pocketbook and who's going to give her money, who's going to give her a mansion, who's going to give her designer clothes. That's all she cares about. Oh, and being president of the United States too, of course. She wants that as well. And the way things are going into a hellhole, you never know. Don't nothing. The way things just get worse and worse and worse. You know what I mean? Don't put anything past these globalists. They want to make our lives hell, obviously. So yeah, so that's what I'm getting there. Meghan, of course, is humiliated. She knows Piers Morgan is the real representative of female empowerment and actually stands up for women. When he's talking to a woman, he's talking to this. I assume Katie Porter's a woman. I don't know. The way she talks, she's certainly not defending women there. Uh, Obviously, she's trying not to be canceled by the mob. But we can't have cowards like this because the communist woke are they're kowtowing to communists. Is basically the end of the day. That's what these wokes are. It's all about communists. Anyways, blah blah blah. But anyhow, so Piers is the hero here. Good for Piers for not allowing this communist Katie Price, whatever the hell her name is, Porter, excuse me, Porter. Too many to list here to keep up with. Katie Porter, yeah, just double checking. So good for Piers for doing that, and he's much better. I think Piers is a representative for women's empowerment. And Meghan is nothing but a grifter, a greedy grifter looking to charge money. Does Meghan realize that we all know what a fake and a fraud she is? Does Meghan really think she can continue pushing that? She really thinks so. Five of Wands. Yeah, she's got to keep fighting and strife. She likes causing the strife, the divisiveness, the anger. She likes angering people and instigating them. So that's part of the reason why she does this, why she pretends to be for women's empowerment and then does stupid things like donating her dirty clothes to uh, homeless shelters and brings the cameras to take lots of pictures. She thinks she likes that. She likes that. She knows she's a fraud, and she knows we know that she's a fraud and a phony and a liar and a nasty piece of work. And she loves it. She's like, "What are you gonna do about it? Ha ha ha! I'm going to Uvalde. Watch me prance around Uvalde around all the dead children's graves here. Yeah, yeah." She knows she's causing strife, and she likes it because it brings her attention online. And then you say anything about it, and then the Sussex Squad will try to get you deplatformed for it or make you lose your job if you're a journalist. So that's Megan's name of the game. Megan is a provocateur, right? Is that the way I'm saying it? Agent provocateur. That's what it's all about. That's why she does this faux feminist BS that she's putting out there with Gloria Steinem, no less. Gloria Steinem is CIA Steinem there. Yeah, interesting. But even Gloria Steinem, did Gloria Steinem say anything to defend women and women's sports and keeping men out of women's sports, biological males? Have you heard Gloria Steinem say anything about that? Oh no. Why is Gloria Steinem but I mean, she's old, so you kind of give her a break, but still, I mean, uh, yeah, neither Megan nor Gloria Steinem, they put their feminist heads together, and neither of them think to support young women in women's sports. Huh, funny that. Huh? Anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If so, please like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.